Hello and welcome to Hobby Vlog number 245. Now this week has been quite a hectic week and there's quite a lot to get through in this intro, so let's get straight to it. First of all, the Reaper Challenge. So because I was away, I wasn't able to do the prize draw last week, so the prize draw is going to happen this week. If you don't know what that is, you are able to vote on a list that will shortly appear on the screen. Every vote is an entry into this prize draw, and if your name is chosen, then I will send you one of the miniatures I've painted in the previous month for free. So you've got to be in it to win it, so do get involved shortly with the prize draw that will be coming on with the vote. But first of all, let's go to the spinny wheel of awesome, and you can see that the Great Mim won this month, which is pretty cool. So I've already reached out to you, mate. Let me know which miniature you want, give me your address and I'll get that sent over to you. So yeah, thank you for being a regular and constant support of the channel for a very long time. Very, very awesome person. Go and check him out. If you haven't seen his videos, go and check him out. They're awesome and he's doing really well and he deserves every little bit of that success. So this week on screen now there are a list of 10 miniatures. The idea is that you pick which one you want me to paint and put it in the comment below, and as I say, you'll get entered into that draw that's just happened, and the one that gets the most votes will be the one that I paint. So there's some good options this week, and hopefully you'll like one of them and we'll pick them. And if you're not sure what they look like, then below in the description there is a list as well with links to the Reaper website, so you can go and check out what they look like. So now going to last week, it was Goldrick, the mercenary warrior, that won with 5 votes, pretty much a runaway success again. So it's nice actually to be painting a normal man-sized miniature. I've not painted one of those for a little while because last week I painted up Mossbeard, the Treeman, and I will get a picture of that on the screen as well, and that will be coming out tomorrow on An Average Painter to see how I did that. It was a lot of fun to paint. It's a bit of a fiddly model in terms of assembly, but yeah, a lot of fun to paint, so thanks to everyone that voted and made that one win. So there we are. I've done a lot of painting this week. I've got a big project which you're going to find out about, which I'm rushing to get done, and so a lot of time has been spent painting. But I do think I've got a fair bit of other bits done. I'm not sure. We're going to find out how long this vlog ends up being. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to vote. Do let me know what you think, and I'll see you again at the end. Well, it's Sunday afternoon now. Drove for 19.5 hours from yesterday until the early hours this morning to get home. Had a bit of a nap. And now I need to finish this because I've got to get it finished today, obviously. So this is how far I got on holiday. I didn't quite take enough of the colours I wanted, so I haven't been able to wash the skirt, and I just want to get do a little bit more, not very much, probably only about 5 minutes more painting on that, and then I have to work on the base, and then that'll be done hopefully in time for me to edit and publish the video tomorrow. So it was an absolutely wonderful holiday. I was very, very relaxed and everything was good, and then I drove, like I say, for 9.5 hours. So now I'm pretty tired again, but hey, I will sleep well tonight, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm going to go down now, going to get that done, get the basing done, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. But I've had a lot of fun, and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out so far. I think it's pretty good for having been done on holiday with very limited colours and time. One thing I do need to do before I get painting is sort out my painting bench, which is an absolute state, as you can see. So one of the issues is I bought new paints, they're gathered here, and I've not taken the time to reorganise my nicely ordered paints to put them in, so I'm going to have to do that, which will take me a little while, but I'm going to get it done. And I also have this is how I take my paints on my holiday. If you want to see more details, I have done videos. Try and remember to link that. But yeah, I just take some paints like that. So I need to put all these paints back in. I need to fit these new ones in where they're going to go, and then I'm going to be able to start painting. So yeah, let's get this done. Well, that's looking a lot better. So I've actually ended up with 2 spaces in the middle there, but that's fine. I can just use to shift them around. And I've put all the paints away, as you can see, and tidied up a lot, bin a load of stuff which I don't need anymore, and just made it a little bit more of a nice space to sit in. So now we're going to finish off painting up the Avatar of Rage. I've just been through the votes from last week, and or the week before last even, and the winner, runaway winner with 6 votes, was Mossbeard, the Treeman, which is really cool. So let's have a quick look at him. Got a square base,
and lots of metal. It's a very solid metal model, that. So there's a bit of assembly to be done. We've got 2 arms, and I believe that's his face. So that go like that. Yeah, there we are. I think that goes in there. I might have to have a look at the picture. Have a little bit of cleaning up. Oh, no, there we are. That goes there. Wow, look at that. Isn't that cool? Thank you ever so much to everyone that voted and votes in every one of these, because without you, I'm not having all this fun, and these miniatures would never get paid. Painted. They've been paid for. So yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of assembly and clean up, and first of all, I'm going to put it in the hot soapy water and wash it. And once I've got that all assembled and glued together, and obviously stuck onto his base, then I will come back and show what it looks like, and then we'll go and get him painted. So yeah, let's give this a scrub, and once again, thanks for voting. As you can see, I've got some boxes on my bench. Now this is stuff that's arrived, some of it actually before the holiday, and I just didn't put it into the vlog then because I'd already edited the vlog when it arrived, and some of the stuff while I was on holiday. So going from right to left, first of all, here we have the stuff which I bought while I was in England and shipped back to myself because I couldn't fit it in my bag. So I've never actually owned a box of these, so I bought myself a box of Citadel skulls, because as the guy in Element Games who sold it to me said, you can never have too many skulls, and I figured that'd be quite cool to have on for some of my bases, particularly considering what else I've got now. I didn't know at the time, but now I've bought some 40k, which we'll see in a bit. They will definitely go well on some of the bases. The other thing I bought was this, which is Star Wars Legion. Now I've bought this to play with Rosie, and for Rosie to be able to paint and hobby with me, because she loves Star Wars. I love Star Wars. So this was something I thought about a little bit, and I went in and they had it in Element Games in Stockport in the UK. So this is the original starter box set for Star Wars Legion, and I also picked up a Leia miniature, and I'm going to let Rosie assemble and paint that herself. That's going to be hers entirely, which I'm pretty happy about. I took the rules on holiday, I've read them through a couple of times. It's slightly more complex than I wanted it to be for the first game for Rosie, so I'm not sure whether we'll play it or not immediately. We definitely will, but what I will be doing is painting and assembling these miniatures, and that was going to be my top priority now, having come back from holiday. However, as you'll see shortly, it no longer is. But it'll be pretty high priority because I want to get involved with Rosie. So to have a look at the box, we've got some tokens, we've got some counters, turn counters, cards, and dice, and another counter. I've read the rules twice, but I haven't read them for about a week now, so I've forgotten them. Got some barricades which need to be painted up. Got some measuring sticks. These are pretty cool how these work. So they join in with these to do different different speeds, and you can rotate. And then we've got the miniatures. So yeah, it's quite a cool box set. I'm pretty pleased to have picked it up, and I really think that once Rosie's maybe a little bit older, not too much, once she's maybe able to read a little bit better, I think this will be a really good game for us. But for now, that is going to just be a painting and assembly thing and not playing. Very soon, hopefully, it'll be playing. So there we are, pretty cool. And if she likes it, I can spend a lot of money getting lots more of that stuff. Right, let's go to the next box. Next up, we have a whole load of goodness, and it has not passed my notice, the irony of last week's vlog being my Mount of Opportunity, and basically starting this week with several hundred more miniatures. But this is the Moonstone Kickstarter, which delivered. So yeah, just loads of models. I'm going to have to go through these. I have a model downstairs primed and partially started but not finished of Moonstone, which I need to get to. So there's Jackalope, Etherbex. These miniatures are brilliant. Get some stickers, Rosie will be happy, and a thank you for your continued loyalty to the True Throne from King Churnet, signed. How cool is that? So that might have to be saved. Oh, this is one of the issues with their miniature boxes. They don't always stay shut, which is quite annoying when that happens, when you pick them up and they fall out. But never mind, it's easy enough to put them back and hope that you get the
correct base, I do believe that that would be the Goblin King's base because it's big. Yeah, a bit annoying. And I do believe that that would be Sonara's base. There we are. Right, so what else have we got? Let's pick these up more carefully. We've got Eric the Exalted, which was one of their stretch goals. Not sure what's in there, I'm not going to unpack all of this. We've got the Doomsday Report, which is like a pretty cool lore and other stuff. Definitely gets a sniff. No discernible spell at all, that's very disappointing. And then a whole bunch more miniatures, as you can see. So yeah. Oh, and we got a coin, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to stick that back into this box now, and it'll have to go up and be stashed away with the rest of the mountain, which you saw in the vlog last week. That's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the game. I've had so much fun playing it, and again, it's one that I think that when when Rosie's a bit older, she will enjoy, because it's got elements of rolling dice and cards, and it's got this kind of awesome poker style where you've got to bluff. So it's got elements of bluffing in it, and I think that Rosie will really like it. So it is one that I think will get more gameplay as Rosie gets older. But that will now just be stacked on the shelf and painted when I get to it, and it will come to both this channel and an average painter when it does get painted. So I'm going to put that to one side. Let's have a look at the next box. Next up, we've got a smaller Kickstarter which I backed, which is called One Honk Before Midnight. And it's all about geese. One Honk Before Midnight is a new adventure set in the idyllic town of Stafford-on-Gander. So yeah. Perfectly suited to the brand of chaos only a true goose can invoke. I might take this to the States and play it. So, yeah. It's nice. I like the ring. We don't get this very often. I like it when they're ring bound because they open flat. Oh, pretty good smell. Yeah, pretty good smell that. They open flat. I'll have to read that properly. I think this is a artwork which I'll need to get framed. So I'll have to get that framed. And then what have we got inside here? Let's have a look. So here are the cards. So, obviously I have no idea what they mean yet, but we've got some cards. So you've got an empty one, Captain Honk, Friar Duck, Squawk Jagger and Honk Diney, and some others, cool. And then in here, we have a couple of little ducks, little goslings even, a couple more, so that's 5, and in a nest, which is pretty reasonable I suppose, which I haven't yet looked at, as you can tell, because I'm struggling to untangle it from its nest of shredded cardboard. Yes, it is a multi-headed duck, goose even, how about that, pretty cool. So that was a small Kickstarter, as I say, that I backed, and I'll paint that up, that'll come on the channel, and as I said, I might even take it to America, I'm not sure, that's quite small, so I should better fit that in. Right, so that's another one. As you can see, quite a lot of games have arrived. I've got 2 more to go, let's get to the next one. So next up is a really cool thing, very excited about this. I'm very cool. So what we've got is, this is the One Ring, which I have been playing, but obviously, as you've noticed on the channel, haven't played it recently just for various reasons. Hopefully we'll get back to it maybe towards the end of the summer. They're pretty cool, they're going to have to be framed as well, so we've got some new artwork for the wall. But mainly what this is the Moria expansion, which is cool. Yeah, I'm going to get this out and give it a sniff. Take it out of its plastic wrapper. And the other thing which I bought was some more of the cloth maps. Now, I believe now I've got 2 of each. And the reason I've done that is I want to be able to hang one or 2 up. I want to hang them up and have one for claiming and one for looking at. So, yeah, good smell. The King's Hall. Aha. Yaggle the Snatcher. So there's, yeah, so this is basically
yeah, an expansion of Moria. So it's got a map which is pretty amazing. Wow, isn't that awesome? Look at that. And all sorts of other stuff like where locations are. I don't know whether it's got any adventures in it. It might do. Let me just have a quick look. Don't think it does. Don't think it's got any adventures. But yeah, cool. And sorry, I might cut some up. And as I say, we've got 2 of the ones for Moria, and then I've got an extra one of the Shire and an extra one of Eriador. So that's pretty cool. Right, let's get to the last box, which is possibly the most unusual, if anyone knows me, and the most exciting and the most urgent. Right, so can you tell what it is yet? Probably. So I've talked a few times. I'm going to America in a few weeks now, and it's for a gaming convention with a bunch of friends, people who I've recommended their channels. So Zero's Hobbies, Kujo, the Overboard DM, Quinian's Budget Crafts, various other people are going to be there. So yeah, really, I'm trying to think of one of them. I can't remember his name, but yeah, really, a bunch of really cool guys. And we're going to be playing some 40k. And so I went a bit mad, which will not shock anyone. But it will shock people that I bought 40k. But I bought orcs, so it's not really 40k, is it? It's just craziness. So I bought 2 lists. We're doing boarding parties, whatever that is, I don't know. Boarding actions even. And so I bought two lists which are legitimate for boarding actions. I'm going to take them both with me, and I'll use one of them, and probably Quinn or someone else will use the other one. So there's 2 lists, so we'll just go through. I'm not going to remember what the lists are because but we've got some mega knobs, which is cool. We've got a beast snagger boys. We've got Runt Herd and Gretchen, which is pretty cool. We've got a beast boss. We've got more Runt Herd and Gretchen. I think both lists have a set of them. Got Zogrod Wart Snagger, easy for me to say. I have Beast Snagger Boys again. Got a few of those. Some more Beast Snagger Boys. Here I've got 3 packs of Beast Snagger Boys, I think, yeah. Trying to get this all sorted out. I've got some Storm Boys. Just some Orc Boys. Another pack of Orc Boys. And some more Orcs Boys, so 3 packs of Orcs Boys, and then I got the Codex for the Orcs because I figure I should have that as well. So what I'm going to be doing is painting these up and assembling them. So I'll be assembling them on this channel obviously, and there'll be painting videos done which will go on to an average painter, and hopefully I'll have fun making and painting them, because that's the main purpose for it, and then hopefully I have fun when I get there actually rolling some dice with them. But there's a hell of a lot to go here. There's what, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 9, 70, 80, 91, 2, 93 miniatures to do. Wow, I better get started, hadn't I? I better get started. One of the biggest concerns I've always got with any of these games is knowing what things are. And of course you've got all sorts of options of ranged weapons and melee weapons and this, that and the other, and all sorts of whatsits to go with when you're assembling, so that it's WYSIWYG, which is always the best way to play. So what I'm going to do, I've got 3 packs of boys. This is one I'm going to make first. I'm going to use the boys as my kind of practice. So I will assemble one of these off camera, get it ready, get understand how that's going to be, and then once I've done that, first one, then I'll know a little bit more how I'm going to assemble the other 2. I should be able to get variety across the board, and I'll do a little bit more filming when I come to the second box. But I've got 91 miniatures to make in about a month, and I need to crack on. So I'm going to crack on with these now. I'm going to open this box, have a look at it, see what it looks like, and I will return to this project on the vlog at some point very soon. But
first of all I'm going to learn about these and try and learn what my list is going to be like, because you can say the boss knob's big chopper can be replaced with one power claw, for example, and yeah, knowing that is weird. So it's tough. That's what I struggle with. So I might make one of these. Probably the first one I make will be just straight up. I'll give him a big chopper, and then maybe one of the other ones of his I'll swap with a power claw, and then the third one maybe I'll do a little bit more of a conversion on, so that they're all obviously different. When it comes to painting, I need to decide what crew they're going to be, and I am thinking Bad Sons for these, because yeah, I think that might be quite fun. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking at the moment, for the boys, and I think it's a Storm Boys and the Beast Boss and a Runner. I think that's, I can't remember. I've got the list over there. I can't remember exactly. It might have been the other way around. I can't remember. But yeah, I think the Beast Boss is going to be my my big leader. So, but I'm thinking of doing these as yeah, Bad Moons. Not sure. Anyway, onwards, upwards. I will come back to this one. I've got something a little bit more confident to talk about. Right, so we're back from holiday, and here we have all the stuff that was collected while we were away, with the idea of making a memory board. And so Rosie's up here now, and she's going to pick out some things that she wants to go on the memory board.
I definitely do want this.
So I dived for this on the bottom of the sea, so that's a really good one. So what we'll do is we'll put the things that you want just over here. You definitely want the feather, don't you?
Yeah.
And the balloon. So those are the things I know you want. Now, we can't have everything, bear in mind, so pick out a few more bits and pieces. Oh, you want the green glass that was rolled over in the surf and smoothed off. That's pretty. We didn't find very many shells, did we? There's some little shells. There's that tiny little shell here. Did you want that one? And that shell? Tiny shell. Oh, stuck to your finger. On the floor. I've got it.
Now I'm going to choose some stones.
Yeah, choose some stones.
This one.
That's pretty, isn't it?
Maybe. Oh yeah. No, I definitely do want this one with the teeth.
Yeah. That was one that I think I found diving as well. It's pretty cool. Yeah, oh, of course, those two, yes. Right, now, if you pick one more thing, then maybe there'll be space for more, but I haven't actually got my... The reason we're not gluing this in is I don't actually have the frame. I need to go and buy a frame. I don't have a big enough. So pick another couple or a bunch of small ones. You're picking all the little ones. Ah, good choices.
But I definitely do want this one.
Okay. And now one more, because that's quite a lot. Oh, we'll grab that one as well. That one. One more.
This one.
There we are.
I love it. Isn't that black?
And that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so those ones will definitely be going on. Let's pull them over so they're on shot. So these ones will definitely be going on. And if there's space, once I put it together, and I'll do it while you're away, if there's space, then I'll pick some more stuff out of here, okay?
But definitely do pick this, please.
You want that big one?
Yeah.
I'll put it there. We'll see if we've got space. Right then, there we are. Thank you, Rosie. You had a lovely holiday, didn't you, love?
This one is made out of loads of stone.
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty?
It is pretty. Well, we'll see what we find. We'll see what we find now we've got space. That's enough.
That's
You
enough.
had a lovely holiday, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, it was really
Sounds
nice.
like Mummy's then.
Mummy won't be home. Right, okay, that's that. So I'll get that done while you're away with your mummy and with your grandparents. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. Well, there we are. My first ever 40k models. That's my orc boys with their knob. And yeah, it's pretty easy to put together. I'm not a massive fan of this push fit. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult to do some customising, and it probably means that I'm not going to do much filming. I'm in a bit of a pressure actually for time, so I'm probably not going to film very much of the assembly of these, just because I need to get them done. So what I've actually now just opened and I'm about to start is the Horde and Gretchen. So that's just a much smaller pack, so I can get those assembled quickly. And then the final one that I'm going to assemble now is the Mega Knobs, because
I can get these all assembled, primed, get these started to be painted, and then I can kind of follow on with another warband and another warband because I want to paint them with different rims and what have you, just so they're separated, because I believe that that's how you need to have them. But anyway, I'm pretty pleased with how they went together. Like I say, there's a little bit of filling needed just on some of these, because it's push fit. I did use glue, but with the push fit, they're just, yeah, it's just a bit annoying. You don't get such a clean connection all the time. But hey, I went for the rocket launcher thing rather than the heavy machine gun on this in this troop. And for the next one, I'm going to try and do some conversions. So what I'll probably do is, once I've done it, I'll show what it looks like and try and explain how I did it. But I'm certainly not going to sit with the camera running trying to do it, because yeah, I need to get these done. I need to get ahead of it. I've got 91 to do and not very much time. So let's get on with it. I'm really pushing on this. So I've got the first boys unit all painted or primed and also filled. Might need to do a second lot of fillering on those, but yeah, that's fine. And also the Horde and Gretchen unit. So they're progressing well. And then, very short clip this, let's just turn the camera around and I'll show you what I've just spent the last hour doing. Yes, literally an hour to assemble these 6 weapons. This is for the mega knobs, and the problem is, I don't understand this at all. This actually makes me quite annoyed. So the parts that go together are numbered sequentially, but those parts are scattered randomly across the sprues. It would be much better to number the sprues sequentially, because then you can find the part. I mean, on the instructions it says get part number 61 and part number 62, but they could be on different sprues entirely, let alone next to each other. It wouldn't matter if the instructions say get part number 1 and 300, as long as they're in a logical place on the sprue. Come on, Games Workshop, it's not complicated. Think about this. Number your sprues, not your instructions, because it's the sprue that takes time. And it took me probably 25, 30, maybe even more, 40 minutes to just do these, because they were so scattered. These ones are much easier, they're much more together, but these ones are scattered all over the place. It took me ages. Anyway, so I'm cracking on with these. My plan is to get this mega knobs built, primed and filled and all that stuff. I am wishing that I had some magnets, and I might have some magnets somewhere, so I might even try and magnetise these weapons, because yeah, I'm making all the weapons because I don't know what I want to take, and then I'm going to glue them in place and not be able to use half of them, so I might try and magnetise, which could be fun. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to get these assembled and ready for painting, then get them down to the painting bench, and then start on another unit of the boys, and try and get as much of this assembled as I can as quickly as possible. We'll get them into like a little bit of a conveyor belt, because this is going to be a job and a half, as I keep saying. Enough rambling, let's get on with it. Well, I've managed to get the mega knobs finished and primed and all that good stuff. And what I've realised, I didn't need to do magnetising at all. What you can actually do is these have a push fit, and so I'll be able to push fit whichever weapon I want onto each of these models, and so I'll actually be able to paint these separately and have any loadout I wish, which is pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's the first round of assembly and priming done, so these are all now going to go downstairs and start to get painted, and as I said, I will be videoing that. I need to do a little bit of research on exactly the colours to use. So yeah, for my bad moons that I want. But yeah, so I'm going to take them down now and get painted, and I'll be filming that, so watch out for that on an average painter, and when they're done I'll bring you back and show you what they look like. Well, these are assembled and primed, and now I'm going to go and paint them. It's a little bit of a pain, in all honesty, to assemble and to prime. Quite a lot of negative space, yeah, I'm interested, put it that way, that's one way of putting it, as to how I'm going to get this painted and looking nice. But that's what it's all about. So, and I'm very pleased that this is what I'm going to paint, because look at him, he is awesome, absolutely awesome. So I'm going to take them down now and start painting him. I'll bring him back when he's done. I'm so behind on this. I took this down to paint it yesterday, dropped it, and it all fell apart. So I had to re-glue it together, which obviously then meant I wasn't able to paint it because I had to wait for the super glue to dry. So now it's Wednesday, and I've still not even started painting it, so I'm a little bit
concerned. However, it is what it is. I'm going to do my best to get that painted and done and finished in time. We shall see whether I achieve it, but I have to be more careful and not drop it again, because yeah, it just went pew into 4 or 5 pieces. I was not very happy. Onwards. Well, here we have it, the first squad of Bad Moons, Orc boys. 10 miniatures down, 81 to go. These are needing to be based and then the rims painted, but I'm pretty pleased with how they've turned out. They're a lot bigger than Middle-earth miniatures, and therefore a little bit, in one sense, a little bit easier to paint, but yeah, if you're assembling them like I did, then there's quite a lot of, like for example inside there, it's really hard to get your paintbrush in and get it without causing like overbrush. But their orcs, so being a bit dirty and a bit sloppy is fine, I think, and I'm really pleased with how they turned out, to be honest. So onwards and upwards. I've got a bunch more already made down, as you know, the Mega Knobs and the Runt, Herd and Gretchen. So I'll be getting those painted up and then starting to assemble the next bunch of boys. And the last one I'll do is going to be my Beast Boss. Oh yes. So yeah, I'll be assembling the next batch of boys, next 2 batches of boys over the coming days. Probably show the Mega Knobs or the Gretchen next on the vlog, and if I do any conversions I'll show those as well. Right, so I've painted up the little hut as I said I would, and what I'm going to do now is glue that in, and then once that's dried I will then put some tape over the bottom and do my base, which I'm probably going to do just with my scatter, my own stuff, rather than using the basing material. And I'll put some big stones on some small stones, and then do a few big stones around, and then do the base, most of it with the fine sand. But I will show you that, so I don't know what I'm telling you. First thing to do is a bit of super glue on the bottom of this, and the idea is that this will be able to this will bed itself in. Now I have just realised, actually, having done that you're going to be able to see through and see the bottom of the see the CD through it, which is not what I want. So what I'm going to need to do, actually, the super glue will probably go off, I don't mind, I'll put some more on. What I'm going to need to do is actually put the basing material on and then glue that in and embed that in while I'm doing the basing material, so I have the sand on the inside. So I'll quickly get that set up and bring it back when it's ready. That was a close call to a mistake there. Right, so got that set up onto a tray. What we're now going to do is I'm going to put this around where I'm going to do the I'm going to put that put the little hut, and then that means I can put the hut in and maybe not have to do any more super glue. We shall see. So this is going to be done just with this sand, which is super lightweight, as you can see, and hopefully it will take. So let's just see if that's going to work. Just let that sit. Yes, it is. Super glue is still wet, so I can set that in. And now what I can do is continue with this glue. I'm going to put some more in there. Then I have some small stones which I can scatter in like this, and then put some more of my sand, and then rinse and repeat. So I'll keep doing this. I'm not going to film it all because there's just no point. I forgot to spread that glue out, but that's fine. Actually, no, it's not fine. I forgot to spread the glue out. Just spread it around a bit. I might do more than one layer this time,
of this, just to build it up a little bit. So I'll just keep doing that, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. We're just going to do both stones and the sand, and hopefully get a really nice texture. Right, that's done, so I'm going to let that dry. I used a little bit of super glue as well, just to glue some of those rocks on. Put quite a nice little pile back here. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to leave that to dry, like I say, and then I'll have a look at if I need to do another layer or not. But that's good enough for now. Well, I just had a look at this, and some of the stones were still a bit loose. So I started to seal the stones down, and then I've decided to, with just watered down PVA, seal the whole thing. And I think once that's sealed, then I'll actually be relatively happy with the texture. And what I'll then start to do is work on around behind the little shed. I'll start to work on putting some briars and and other detritus and all that sort of thing. So yeah, downstairs I'm painting the rest of the miniatures. Whether I get this done in time for the TCU challenge, I have no idea, but I'm going to keep working on it anyway, and get it done as soon as I can. Life is, as always, very busy, and I've got the rush job of all the 40k stuff to paint now, which also needs to be done very soon. So yeah, that's taking a lot of my hobby time up, assembling and painting those. But yeah, I'm just going to seal all this off, which will make it nice and last a long time. Won't have to worry about losing any of the dust. And then once that's dry, which won't take long, I'll go on to the next step as well. So there we are, a little bit of a sealing stage. I went out the other day and picked this frame up, this deep frame, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that it's not the right one. But can't take it back obviously, so I'll have to use it for something, but potentially not for this. So this one had a glass front, which I've taken off, and what I've done is I've reversed it round. So the glass front is now behind the back of the backboard of the actual picture frame. Because how it works is, this is a cardboard thing which has like an indentation or a relief that presses up against the front of the frame, and then you put the back on, and that then holds it in place. But obviously it was presuming that it was going to have this glass frame on the front, which is not going to be possible with the if we're going to be doing this with a with like shells and stones and all sorts sticking out the front. They're not going to fit behind the glass. So I didn't actually need to do that. I'm going to have to take it apart, aren't I? Anyway, but the reason why I'm not going to use it is I think it's just too big. So these are the things which Rosie picked out, as you saw, and I think it's just too big. I think I can probably do with one a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do anyway, to work that out and work out the dimensions, and I'll pop back to the shop again at the weekend and pick another one up and keep this one for something else, is I'm just going to get all the pieces out. I'm going to look to see whether it is too big, make a rough arrangement, and if it looks like it's going to be okay, then I'll go ahead, print the picture. I know what picture is going to go in the middle, and print the text out and what have you. You know what, having just done that, it might not be too big, because I do still have quite a lot of other stuff. I'm muttering because I'm not sure. Right, I'm going to have a play around, have a look at this, take these out. They're not going to pull, unfortunately, so I'll have to take it all apart again. But maybe that will be okay. Yeah, cool. Right, I'll come back in a bit. Muttery, kind of not a very good clip that. I started assembling the second batch of the boys, and this is the boss knob, and I'm going to be doing some converting on it. So basically what I'm going to be doing in the instructions, because it's push fit, you have very specific angles where the legs and the arms go, but yeah, I don't want to use those. So what I'm going to be doing is gluing the body together without putting the arms and legs in, just like that, and then I will snip off these little guides here, which is how you do the push fit, and we'll then glue them in place and then use green stuff to sculpt in and do the fill in the gaps, what have you, which hopefully will be alright. I'm not great at green stuff, but we'll give it a go. Now the second thing is the backpack, this backpack thing, which I'm going to change. So what I've got here, this is the Mega Knob sprue, which has quite a lot of stuff left over. So I'm going to be making use of stuff on this sprue to convert up both this box and the third box of my boys. And here, number 16, this is normally used for like the big bad in the Mega Knobs box. I'm going to take that and I'm going to snip off this bit here, and I'm going to glue that bit on in its place, so it'll be a different backpack. So just very, very simple things. Hopefully it won't take too long. We'll change this this boss knob around and make it a little bit more interesting. What I'll do when I come to the actual boys, I don't know, that might be a little bit too much, particularly with the limited time that I have for me to actually convert all of those. So I might just have to go with the old painting, making them look a bit different with paint. But certainly for the boss, I want to do this and make this a little bit more interesting. So I'll get that done and show you what it looks like. Maybe when I'm getting stuck into the to the sculpting. Well, that's the second squad done, and I've done some mild changes and conversions. So if we have a look at these two, they're the same model with the same parts, but you can see I've adjusted it so that his grip is at the bottom and changed the angle of the claw, and also changed how he's standing on the base. So just some things like that, not much. Some of these it's impossible to, or not from my level of skill anyway. So like this dude here, he's holding a gun with two hands. That is beyond me to convert, so I've just to suck it up. But some of these I've done quite differently. So this guy here, he's got his gun higher and his knife lower, and there is going to be some green stuff required for some of these. There's some relatively big gaps on some of the conversion work I've done. However, pretty pleased I've got those assembled. I'm going to get the green stuff done, get them primed, and I'm going to start assembling the third batch because yeah, I've probably got a bit of time on the weekend to get these done, and then all I'll have left to do will be the beast boss, and it'd be really nice to get really ahead of this so I'm not under massive pressure, and I've got a little bit of time this week. So yeah, I'm going to be busy next week. The final squad, I'm going to take more bits off of the spare sprues that I've got. I've got these here and I've got more bits. I'm gathering up more and more spare sprues, and I'm going to try to do something a little bit more. I was going to try and like convert those as well, so they've all got slightly different poses, but like I say, some of it's going to be pretty tough, so I might just end up gluing gribblies on. We shall see. Goodness me, I've got all of these spare sprues as well, so I've got quite a lot actually that I can work with, different faces and what have you. So yeah, we shall see. I'm just going to pile up all my spare sprues and use those to convert up the final warband. It's not a warband, is it? It's a squad. But yeah, the only other thing to say is that I've been using my extra thin glue this time. So I did super glue for the first one. This is the plastic glue, and plastic glue is a lot better for these miniatures, a lot better, a lot easier to get it to work. So there's a little tip for you. Right, onwards. Right, here we have the runt herding Gretchen. They are now also painted up and washed and varnished and ready for basing. So I've got 2 of my units done, 2 of my squads done, and 1 assembled. 1 more to assemble, and then the leader, and then this whole army is complete, which is pretty cool. So yeah, making some good progress. I'm considering doing all the basing at once though, so that might take a little while. I might delay an average painted video, but whatever. So yeah, gonna crack on with the rest of these, and I'll show you what they all look like when they're all completed. Oh, and when I do the beast boss as well, obviously. Well, I got Mossbeard done in 1 day. I just sat down and painted him and got him done. I'm really pleased how he turned out. There was a little bit of contrast paints and some washes and a very small amount of Vallejo. So yeah, now what I need to do is do the base. So I'll get that done. I'm going to make use of basing material. I'm not entirely sure which one, and I'm very tired now, so I might leave it till tomorrow. But I've managed to catch up and get this done in time, so I'll definitely be finished by the weekend. I'll be able to pick up the next miniature. I've decided to stick with this frame.
And what I've done is I've printed out our picture. Now I'm going to need to print it again because, as you can see, my toner is going on my printer, but at least that gives me the idea of the size, and I think that's going to look right. I might make the when I print it again, I might make the title a little bit larger, but that gives me a rough idea of how much space I've got, and I reckon I'm going to be able to do a really nice display with these bits which Rosie picked out, and maybe one or two of the other bits which didn't get selected because she didn't want to pick them all, I think, so I might see if I can fit them all on. We shall see. So I will now change on my toner, print that again, and then I'll bring you back, get that glued in place. I'll bring you back when that's done and when I'm about to start setting out all the cool stuff onto this display. Pretty happy about it though. Oh, you can also see that I sprayed this with the sea blue, which I bought for this purpose. So that's got the sea blue colour, which is the same colour as the other ones, and that will now fit in. I don't know where I'm going to hang it though. That's going to be something to discover once it's all completed. Well, this is now done. Apart from while I was painting this, it fell over very innocuously, just tipped over, and the arm broke off again. So I'm going to have to glue that back on. This is quite frustrating actually. This model has very, very small contact points for gluing, and so it's not very hard wearing, but as long as you don't drop it or knock it or anything, it seems pretty good, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I didn't have very much time for various reasons this week, and I was a bit worried I was going to miss, but I didn't, so I'm happy. Right, I'll get that arm glued back on, and then that is completed. This Mumakil is done. Good enough. Pretty pleased. Got the base attached, touched up the bits where I had to fill with the billy putt, and that can go on the shelf now. And next up is this one. Now this is the one that was gifted me by Zero from Zero's Hobbies. Thank you again, mate. Very much appreciated. And this one will be being painted entirely by myself. Now the only thing that I would have done if I was doing this is not put the horde on, just to make it a bit easier to paint, but at least he's not got the side bits on, which are still separate. So I'll be painting this all up, including the side bits. Be trying to do the traditional base on this one, not on camera, I'm not going to record it for an average painter, but then that means that the final one after this is my war leader, and the one that's going to be painted on the camera and assembled on camera. So we're getting through this project. It's August. I've only got 2 more to do, which is pretty cool. Pretty happy with that. But of course, they're the 2 that have the most to do on them. So let's see how well I get done. This will be back on the channel regularly as I paint it, and certainly once it's finished, I'll show what it looks like. Well, there you are. I did get quite a lot done. Now, I did realise that about halfway through the week, the cable that plugs my receiver into my camera became loose, and so some of the audio was a little bit dodgy. Hopefully that's been fixed now for this outro. Sorry about that. I don't check my recording after I've taken a clip, which I probably should do, but I'm not going to because I do too much. But yeah, so that's why it went a little bit dodgy through the video. So thank you ever so much for watching, particularly if you made it this far. I'll flash on the screen again now the options for the Reaper Challenge. You've got to be in it to win it, so do leave your comment below with one of those miniatures which you want me to paint next week. I'm going to get stuck into Golric now, looking forward to that, and see what else I can achieve this week, well, how much more of those orcs I can get painted 40k. And I said it would never happen, but here it is, and pretty much enjoying it, to be honest, enjoying painting the miniatures. So thanks for watching again. I'll wrap up as I always do. If any of you out there are impacted directly or indirectly by the horrific wars in Ukraine and in Israel, then my thoughts do go out to you and everybody know who might be in that situation, and I am, which is why I mention it every week, because I do know people who are impacted directly by both. And to everyone, please do stay healthy, stay safe, and stay well.